What is going on, beautiful people, and welcome back to week 2 of the 70.3 Augusta Ironman build. Very important week. Test week, baby. This is the test week, and I have a doozy on the calendar. We have Monday, swim test. Tuesday, ramp test. Wednesday, swim, run test prep.
Ow!
Thursday, aerobic bike test. Friday, swim, aerobic run test on the tread. Saturday, bike, run off the bike. Sunday, run test. This is a doozy. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Let's get into it. Good morning. It is 5:01 a.m. I'm sitting outside the YMCA, ready for a swim, and it is test week. Today is the very first test of the week. We have a time trial swim, 500-yard swim and a 100-yard swim. 2 different time trials, same day. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Let's do it. Alright guys, it is Monday afternoon, 1 p.m. I am about to get my mobility workout in for today. Swim test this morning, quick recap. It was fucking hard, man. 500-yard swim time trial, reset, rest, get your act together, and then 100-yard swim time trial. My times, what were they? Well, nothing to write home about. I think my 500-yard swim time was like 13:50, something like that. My 100-yard swim was 1 minute 50 seconds. So not fast on either one. And I do know that I'm very slow. There was no way I was swimming continuously for 500 yards. I was swimming a length and back, taking a rest. Swimming a length, coming back, taking a rest. Like constantly hugging the wall, constantly trying to catch my breath. I'm a very weak swimmer right now, and I am painfully aware of it. I did just make a purchase, so I got some neoprene shorts, which are gonna help my hips raise in the water, because right now my hips just sink, which makes my entire body work harder. I'm paddling harder, my legs are kicking harder just because my back half is sitting like this, right? And so I need to do more buoy work. I need to do a lot of drills to help me work through that. But one of the easiest ways to work through that is going to be to add the neoprene shorts. So I got those coming in later this week. They should be here on Thursday. 500 yards really gassed me. It was tough. It was tough for sure. And I wanted to hug the wall less than I did, but there's no point in me trying to sugarcoat how good of a swimmer I am, because I am not a good swimmer. I'm a shit swimmer. And so that's kind of the process that I want to take you guys through, is like from zero, literally zero, getting in the pool and swimming laps like 2 times prior to this, to at the end of these 14 weeks, like, where do we end up? I was nervous going into this because I'm like, I have no business doing a time trial. I've never done this before. But that's the point of the time trial, to see exactly where we're at so we can make leaps and bounds and make some progress along the way. So I'm in the part of swim training where every single session, I feel like I'm learning something. I feel like I'm coming away a little bit better. I'm not seeing any huge gains by any means, but it's like a little bit more comfortable, And I think that's what these first couple weeks are about, are just getting comfortable. I think the neoprene shorts are gonna help tremendously, and just continuing to do the drills are gonna help. So hopefully I can link up with my coach, Jonathan, in person. I think that's gonna expedite my process as well. But I know just getting in the pool 2 to 3 times a week, 3 times this week, is just gonna continue to help. And there's something about like finishing my pool workout and driving home and smelling like chlorine that I really like. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm like, damn, I'm a real one. I got it in this morning in the pool. I don't know if that's gonna last very long. Anyway, done rambling on that. That was hard, but it's done. We understand where we're at, so we can see where we wanna go. I'm gonna get in a quick mobility session. Last note I wanna say on all this is the main reason why I went with NVDM and Jonathan as my coach, because they are data driven. And I wanted to understand exactly where I was starting from so we could see the trajectory and understand the data points behind it instead of just saying, go out and train and try to get better. Everything is data driven, and that's really what intrigued me about this coaching opportunity and why I went with them. So although weeks like this are intimidating, where I'm doing test after test after test, I'm like, I'm not fresh. I'm coming into this thing tired from the last test and all that. It doesn't matter because it's the baseline, right? And you're not gonna be at your best when you're doing your time trials and you're doing your initial tests, and that's the point. So I'm trying to get out of my head, get over that, and work through this week, day by day, one day at a time, and knock these tests out. What's up, guys? Good morning. It is 5:12, and we got a ramp test to do today. This one has been on the bucket list for a long time. This is also an FTP test, so a ramp test basically increases intensity. You do one 30-minute warm-up session, and then you go into a 30-minute ramp test session. Increases intensity basically until you have to tap out. That's my understanding. I got all my fuel here. I have electrolytes on this side, raw fuel on this other side, gel if I need it. Got my whole setup going, and today is my first day using, I don't know if you can see it, but right here we have the Zwift cog. So usually I have a cassette on there, but I just purchased the Zwift cog, which allows me to use these guys, this and this, as my controllers. So first day using those. Today we're putting it to the test, and no better way to do that than an actual ramp test. Have no idea where my FTP is. It's probably, my guess is gonna be like 225 to 250, relatively low, but I've never been a cyclist before, so who knows? Maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower. All right, we are warm. It's time to get into this thing. Let's do this. Taking guesses now what my FTP is gonna be. I'm saying it's gonna be 245. Oh, I'm fucking hype. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 160, and climbing. 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, we working now, 280, 300, here we go. Going into the pancake. 320. 340. Who wants to be at 360 here? I ain't hitting 360.
Let's go, lock in. Lock in. More power. You got it. You can make it to the end of this minute. You can. Focus on that rhythm. You got it, babe. Take deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job.
I don't know if I stop or if I'm supposed to keep going. I'm toast. All right. Fuck. There it is. FTP 248. I'll take that. What did I say? I said 245. Whew. Fuck, that hurt. 248 FTP. I'm happy with it. Hey. Woo. What is up, team? Good morning. So I actually have a swim and a run today, and usually I'm hitting the pool first thing. The unfortunate part about swimming where I do at the YMCA is you have to book lanes. And in the app, you can book up to 22 hours prior to your swim. So the day before, not 24 hours, 22 hours, you can book your lanes. If you forget, and it's the night before you're supposed to go swim in the morning, usually those lanes at 5 a.m. are gone. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. So I'm gonna go to the pool at 8 a.m. today after I dropped the little man off. So I got 8 to 8:30 and 8:30 to 9. So I have an hour slot there. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock my run out first. Today we have a run prep test. Sunday we actually have a run test, which is gonna be a cheeky little 5K test. Today we are testing paces leading into that. Basically we're doing a couple intervals of 800s, couple intervals of 400s, couple intervals of 200s. Get the legs moving, shake the dust off a little bit because it's been a minute since I've gone fast. Obviously you guys know this is test week. So this is the test that I feel the most comfortable and confident in. I have no worries about this run today. This is gonna be pretty smooth. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but it is gonna be smooth. And then Sunday, a little nervous just because I usually wanna go into these tests as prepared physically as I can be. And when it's only the second week of training, you're just not where you wanna be physically and fitness wise. So knowing I'm leaving a little bit something on the table is not the best feeling, but that's what this week is for. Quiet the ego, do the test, see where your baseline is, and go from there. I have 4 heart rate monitors. This is the only one that has enough battery life to keep going. But I think this is my new favorite one. This is the HM600. I love the Garmin heart rate monitors. I got the Coros one too for the armband, so that one actually is charged. I think I prefer the chest strap. Let me know y'all's preferences. Also, last thing, and then I'll shut up and go run. I stole wifey's shocks. These are, I don't even know what version of shocks. I've never had shocks before, but I'm kind of digging them. This is gonna be my first speed work with the shocks, so interested to see how they hang on to my dome, but I used them for FTP test yesterday. So far, so good. All right, gang, we just pulled up to the YMCA. I got my run in, took care of baby, got breakfast, took him to school, straight to the YMCA. I told you guys I forgot to book my lanes last night or yesterday, so I had to come a little bit later. The beautiful part about the Y lanes is like, if you go in the middle of the day or anytime really after 5 to 6 to 7 a.m., it's pretty much wide open. You can book anything. So no test today. I feel a lot more relaxed heading into the pool today because I don't have a time trial or anything like that. So it's not gonna be an easy swim. It's a hard little workout today, but it's gonna be fun. And my neoprene shorts come in tomorrow that are gonna help me exponentially because I just feel like a piece of meat in the water. I feel like I sink straight down. So I have some Roca neoprene shorts. They're coming in tomorrow. I wish they were here today, but we'll test those out on Friday. And I think I'm swimming with my coach on Friday. I think Jonathan's gonna come meet me here at the pool for a 5 a.m. swim. So I get some hands-on work, which is gonna be good. But I'll try to get a couple clips in there and get the swim in, and then we'll be done for the day by 9 a.m. We love that. Got another test run today on the bike. So on Tuesday we did the ramp test. Today we have, I think it's called the aerobic ride test. So we have a 30-minute bike warm-up, and then we have a 30-minute aerobic test. And what we want to do in that test is maintain heart rate just under our Maffetone heart rate for 30 minutes. So Maffetone heart rate is calculated by taking 180 minus your age, and then you add or subtract based off your fitness level. So 180 minus 32 would be 148 plus 5 because I've been training and competing for 5+ years. So my Maffetone heart rate should be around 153. The goal today is to ride at about 150 for 30 minutes and see where the power output is and what that looks like. I'm also gonna do a sweat test. So after my warm up, I'm gonna get completely naked, get on the scale, weigh myself. If I'm gonna drink fluids on the second half of this ride, the second 30 minutes, then I'm gonna weigh that out, see exactly what it is that I'm taking in, and then weigh myself again at the end to see how much sweat I'm losing during these type of efforts. This is gonna give us a lot of information to be able to work off of for paces moving forward. As I told you, one of the reasons I chose NVDM is because they're very numbers driven, data driven, and this is part of that process. So let's go ahead and get these numbers locked in. Time to get naked. We need some batteries. It's always something, huh? 171.2. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna lose like 2 pounds on the ride. Here we go. This is gonna suck. 250. Averaging about 250 now. Oh, 237 watt average, 12 miles ridden, 30 minutes, 53 seconds, 150 on the dot average heart rate. So like perfect management on my end. Another time trial in the books, baby. And let's get this sweat test in. 169.1. So I lost exactly what I thought, 2 pounds during a 30-minute ride, which is actually kind of crazy. Good morning, beautiful people. It is Friday. You know what that means. We're headed to the pool, and we're doing something a little bit different today. I'm meeting up with my coach, Jonathan. So he is coming to Brace YMCA to help lead me through a couple of drills, help me with my form, help me clean up some things. My first ever in-person one-to-one swim session. So that's gonna be huge for me. That's gonna be very helpful in helping me clean up my movements, because I know what I'm supposed to do, but unless somebody is vigilantly watching you and talking you through it, it's hard to always know exactly if you're putting all the pieces together. So I'm excited to have him, excited to work with him this morning. I also got some neoprene shorts. So I've been having some issues with my hips just sinking into the water, and I feel like I'm working extra hard trying to just stay afloat and just trying to move forward. And so Roka has some neoprene shorts that are like more buoyant for male shorts. So I'm rocking those for the very first time today, and I'm very excited about it. If it can help me even a little bit, keep my hips a little bit higher in the water, I think it's gonna be a game changer for me. And I don't say that lightly. think you look great, bro.
Okay.
We got Coach Jonathan here. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
So, can you give us an update on the bike? What's going on with it, and what are we trying to fix here?
Yes. So right now we've been troubleshooting the tech, the physical bike. Everything's fine here, but there's some sort of interference that's happening with signal. I thought the signal would be coming from the kicker run.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Emailed and talked to Wahoo. So just waiting on an update from them, and we'll see what we can do from here.
It's not looking good, folks. It's probably looking like we're gonna have to get a new kicker, in all likelihood. Anyway, I was talking to Cameron earlier after the swim session. I said, that is probably going to be the most impactful swim session I'll ever have in my entire life, from where I was at the beginning of the swim session to where I was at the end of the swim session. Just because you don't know what you don't know, and just to be able to hear you talk through the stroke mechanics and the kicking. I think the biggest thing for me is the kicking. So my hips tend to sink. So I had the neoprene shorts, which helped tremendously, but also narrowing my kicks so they weren't all over the place. Jonathan was like, dude, you're almost kicking the guy in the lane next to you, is how I described it. So that in my mind was a cue to just have much narrower kicks, which I think helped my form and efficiency tremendously in the water.
You hit it, nail on the head. A few things, just trying to keep the feet closer together, and then also extending the reach. I can't stress that enough with athletes. When you get
reach in the mailbox. That's what I was visualizing. I was like, reach in the mailbox.
Into the mailbox, like you're grabbing a barrel as well.
Yeah.
So all of these little swim cues, we'll make a long list of swim cues by the end of it, but all of these comparisons that you can make and think about, and I'll tell athletes, focus on 2 at a time. Don't try to overwhelm yourself, and just build upon that. Every swim session, if you can nail 2 to 3 more small improvements, it'll just compound continuously.
Yeah. Amazing. I told you guys, he's the man. All right, gang, update for you that I really did not want to be making. We have called Wahoo. We have called bike shop owners. We have called friends. We have called family. The outcome seems to be that something is fucked up with my trainer, which means I'm gonna have to get a new trainer, because I bought that trainer secondhand at a bike shop, and there is no warranty anymore. There's nothing like that. So I have reached out to my contacts at Wahoo to see if they are kind enough to hook me up. I'm optimistic about their response. I will keep you guys updated on that, but looks like I'm not going to be able to use that trainer anymore. I am 0 for 2 in the trainer category. I had a kicker snap last year. If you watched some of the Chicago build, you remember my frustrations with the kicker snap. Now I have had the kicker volume 5, kicker V5 I think this one is, and also issues. So moral of the story, buy your trainers new or certified refurbished, so you don't have to deal with this type stuff, because as long as you buy it new, Wahoo's customer support is amazing. We were talking to them, they were like trying to walk us through it. They even answered at 8:30 a.m. when their office opens at 9 a.m. So above and beyond as far as the customer support journey is concerned, but there's only so much they can do. If the internal computer and the technology is failing, then they can only do so much remotely. All to say, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for my ride tomorrow. It's either gonna be outdoors, or I think I can still use the trainer but just have the computer off, so I can use that resistance from the trainer and put the effort into the Garmin computer. I think I can do that. Anyway, I got another test on the docket right now. This particular test is bringing it back to tried and true, Old Faithful. Mwah. The kicker run. This is actually a treadmill test. So it's an aerobic treadmill test, meaning I'm going to get to my maffetone heart rate and hold it there for 3 miles. And we're gonna see what that pace comes to where my heart rate stays the same, it stays steady, but I'm able to maintain it for a 3-mile effort. Another day, another test. This one in my wheelhouse. And at the end of the day, it's like a 20-minute warm-up and a 3-mile run and a cool down. So just a little afternoon stroll. We found out what our 150 beats per minute pace is, which is right about 6:30 pace. So worked up to 6:30 pace there. Gonna maintain that for 3 miles now. And if the heart rate starts to creep above like 153-ish into 154, 155, I'm supposed to back off the pace a little bit. Let's do it. Here we go. 2 miles in, holding steady at 6:30. Heart rate 152, 153. 3 miles done. Last one, a little bit slower. My heart rate was starting to creep up into 154, 155 territory, so I backed off just a pinch. We brought it to 635 for a little bit, started to creep up again, and then I brought it back down to 640. So average pace of mile 3 was 637. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's getting hot here in the garage, so that's definitely playing a factor. It's probably over 80 degrees now in the garage. It's the middle of the day. I had the fan on, but you know, small space. My body heat plus the treadmill heat putting off quite a lot. So I think that definitely had a factor, but very happy with the results of that one. Running is always gonna be the ace in the hole, so to speak. Very, very fortunate to maintain my base in that regard. Let's finish up the easy miles. What's going on, beautiful people? It is Saturday, 5:51 a.m. and I'm about to embark on my first ever solo outdoor bike ride. Had Chris to guide me last week. This week, rocking solo. Look at that beauty. Looking all sexy over there. She is ready to rock. I'm having a little morning cup of joe. It's actually a nice change of pace. I feel a little bit classier prepping for the bike than I do for a workout or a run. Workout or run, I'm just slinging pre-workout, bucked up to the face. Before a ride, I'm like, let me sip a little cafe latte before I head out today. I use Strava heat map to make me a route. So I think I got like a 25-mile route. The camera that I recorded the bike on last week with Chris, I dropped. Oh, not good. When I was running with the little guy, and it scratched the lens pretty bad. So fortunately I did have insurance on that camera because it's a 360 camera. I knew I was gonna fuck it up and drop it. They are fixing it, repairing it, or replacing it. So they just got it yesterday. I'll probably get that back later next week. So I don't have the 360 camera to film the ride today, unfortunately. So it's just gonna be phone video. So it's not gonna be quite as cinematic as it was last week. I have some of the new pieces of Garmin tech linked up on the bike. Let me show you guys. So first off, Garmin sent me a new bike computer. This guy right here. For those who are unfamiliar with cycling, it's gonna have my route, it's gonna have my wattage, my power, it's gonna have my cadence, it's gonna have my speed. Everything that I need to track is gonna be on here. This sits right, I bought a separate mount for it so I could have my 360 camera in front of the actual computer when I get it back. Sits in the mount, clips in like that. Moving right along here, they sent me the rally pedals. These are the RK rally pedals, RK210, I believe. These keep track of my power and my cadence on the bike. This is something I didn't even know was a thing. This little guy right here, this is basically like a radar. So it's a camera on the back of the bike, and it indicates, it also connects obviously to the bike computer in the front, and it indicates to you whether somebody is behind you, a car for example is behind you, how close it is. I have never used this before. It's never been outside the garage, so this is gonna be the first time testing it. I will say this too, we've definitely upgraded the kit from last week. Last week was hand-me-down kit from my buddy JJ. This week we got a new cycling bib, came in, actually multiple new cycling bibs. But this one in particular is from Varlo. And we're rocking with it. Fits like a glove. Fuel, I got 2 scoops of raw endurance fuel in the bottle. And I got 2 SIS beta fuel gels, 40 grams of carbs each that I will keep in my cycling kit. Getting ready to rock, waiting for the sun to come up, which it's about that time. All right guys, first solo ride, massive success. I got no clips, horizontal clips at least. I got a couple selfies and a couple vertical videos, but huge success until I got to the yard because Wifey and Everest were leaving to go to Burn Boot Camp. And I got so excited and I pulled up and I was like, hey buddy, clipped out one, didn't clip out the other one. And I was just like slow motion, brr, psh, crashed and burned right in the front yard. That was embarrassing, but fortunately nobody is out in the neighborhood at this time, so it's okay, nobody saw. Great ride, 30 miles, took me about 1:40. So fucking fun, so much fun. Last week was a lot of fun with Chris, but something different about going out there and doing it by yourself, so that was sick. I am going to quickly grab something to drink, eat a bar, some carbs real quick, and then go ahead and just hit my run straight off the bike.
I just laid there with my eyes closed until 6:30.
Found. I was legit so scared to wash the bike for the first time. I was asking Chris, do I need special soap? Is it okay to get wet? I saw people just spraying their bike on Instagram, washing it with a hose, and I'm like, I don't know if this is satire, like people are trying to rage bait other people, or if this is actually how you wash your bike. Turns out that's actually how you wash your bike. Chris is like, yeah dude, they're made to get wet. They do make specialized soaps for the bike, but he's like, dude, Dawn dish soap, just fine. So shined her up, got her cleaned up after my tumble in the front yard. No cracks or anything to the frame, so we're totally fine there. Gonna hang her back up. We have one more workout tomorrow, which is the 5K run test. My knee was bugging me a little bit today, not gonna lie, on those strides. So tomorrow we're gonna take what the day gives us. If I wake up and my knee is sore as hell and it's bothering me, I'll probably just call it and not push it. I'd much rather continue the training and stack on top of what we had and set myself back a little bit. So big ride today, good run off the bike. Legs were definitely a little bit wobbly first mile, but I feel like I'm acclimating faster every time I go out for a run off the bike. This week's been a doozy. My body's definitely tired. I felt it on the run today. Definitely tired, but I mean, my sleep score's been relatively high all week. I think I've been averaging above 7 hours, which is always my goal. So it's not like we're slacking there. It's just been a lot of volume this week. Or I should say a lot of intensity because it's been a lot of testing. One more test tomorrow and then test week is done. Oof. Getting some stretching in before I do my final test of the week. And I say that with pleasure because I am officially over these tests for the week. So today the test is a 5K test. I am not looking forward to this one, not because I don't think I'll do well. I think I'm gonna do fine. I'll come in with like a sub 18 5K, which is fine. I don't need to be at peak 5K fitness right now, but I'll come in around there. I'm just like, my body's tired. It's Sunday. Sundays are always my rest days, and this week I don't have that. To get up at 5 a.m. again instead of sleeping in like I usually do on Sundays, not ideal, but training is not ideal. I'm doing a couple stretches now, and then I'm going to do probably like a 10-15 minute warm up, maybe a 2-mile warm up into the 5K, and then I'll finish easy and cool down. Little guy's having a little bit of a sleep regression right now, so he is awake. He's not crying yet. I'm hoping he just falls back asleep. That would be ideal. It's 5:40. He usually gets up around 6:40, about an hour from now. So if he would go back to sleep, that'd be great. I got the monitor up. If the noise levels get high, then I'll stop the test and go get him. But hopefully that's not the case. If that is the case, then I'm just gonna get a workout in here with him and then try this again later today. Not ideal, but hopefully that's not the case. I'm rocking with the Brooks Hyperion Elites. These will probably be what I end up wearing on race day. Or the newer Hyperion Elites if they come out and Brooks decides to send me them prior to the race. Wink, wink. I do know they watch the YouTube videos. They sent my wife 2 pairs of running shoes for her half marathon training because we mentioned it in my last YouTube series. She literally was like, this is the best day of my life.
I've made it. This is the best day of my life.
Keep in mind, we have a son and we have been married for many years, but that was the best day of her life. It was 17:38. Yeah, baby. 5:41 pace, which is right where I thought I was going to be. I'm happy with that. I've never raced a 5K before, so I'm not surprised to see that that is my second fastest time all time since I've had that tread, and I've had that tread for 5 months now. And with that, test week is officially in the books. It's been a long week. My body is tired. I got some good sleep last night. I went to bed at like 8:30. It was amazing. I think I gained a lot of fitness throughout the test this week. And even just seeing myself here, like I can tell I've lost muscle mass up top. Since the Chicago build, I was at like 185, 186. Right now I'm like 171, 172. If I can stay right about 170 to 172, that's perfect for me. Perfect race weight. I can see my body composition starting to change a little bit too. Not that I wasn't in shape or fit before, but all this volume and all this training is changing my body composition for the better. Anyway, incredible week. Shout out Jonathan, my coach, for the in-person session this week. Shout out you guys who have been following along since previous builds, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is week 2 of Chasing Augusta. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.